You know, there are many cities in our great country.
Sure.
None, apparently, have made an omelet quite like Denver.
Oh, you're right.
I know.
There's not the
Really?
Chicago omelet. There's
They're right.
not the Nashville omelet.
Denver went, well, here's ours. And then all the other cities went, you nailed it.
Yeah.
Okay, if you go down the list of cities, you've got New York strip, right? Chicago style
Pizza, buffalo wings,
buffalo. This isn't our
Philly cheesesteak.
very
Sure.
good, Pat.
Yeah. New England clam chowder.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And Manhattan clam chowder.
Josh, where do you fall on the Western omelet? It's similar to a Denver omelet.
It is.
But it
Yeah.
doesn't have. I think it has to be a specific city, right?
Well, I think the whole West claimed that one, and that's quite the feat as well.
Well, then you can't count New England clam chowder.
What about American cheese?
No, that's a country.
You got the California roll.
That's
Yes.
a state, Ace. Which leads me to a question,
Oh, God.
because we have another story coming up about the Houston Texans.
That's a state.
Now, the Houston Texans,
No fun.
as a football team name, I think for some reason that's valid. But I don't think it would be valid to have, say, the Los Angeles Californians. See what I'm
Why?
saying? It doesn't work.
Why not?
Because I think a Texan has there's a certain sort of image one has.
What about the Ohio Buckeyes as your next National Football League team?
Indiana Hoosiers.
I think Ohio Buckeyes would work.
But you couldn't have, say, the Indiana
Hoosiers.
No, the Indianapolis Indianans, which you can have see the Houston Texans, because if you're from Houston, you're a Texan.
But if you're from Indiana, you're a Hoosier.
You know, but it's not the same. Well, this
No, it is the same.
it is the same.
Where do you stand?
Yes,
on,
yes, they're
the
all half-baked premises.
I didn't say there was a premise. I'm trying to tag your brilliant point about Denver being the only place with an omelet, which I believe is how this started. So don't blame me for a weak premise. We're diving off your diving board, my friend.
It's a premise that needed no tagging.
Okay, you've got the Denver omelet.
Green pepper,
Oh,
ham,
God, look
Swiss
where you
cheese.
started.
I got one. Boston cream pie.
Yes, he does have one.
Anyone?
Cleveland steamer.
How did I know Cleveland would get that one?
I mean, we could go. I'm fascinated by this topic.
It is cool, isn't it? It's fun. Real good.
I mean, is there a Miami something?
Cocaine.
Like a Miami 8-ball.
You don't have to eat anything after that.
I think that Miami used to have an ABA team or something. Some sports team was the Miami Floridians, and I forget who.
Really?
And let's not forget Denny's wonderful entree, Moons Over Miami.
Miami.
I love
Miami,
Miami.
which is very close to Miami.
I was just talking about that. I love
The Moons Over Miami.
I like that.
Miami, Tom.
I got it.
That sounds like Meghan Trainor's next big hit. Miami.
I like Meghan Trainor. I like her music.
We know you do.
Just a part of my family. Miami.
It's all about that bass, about that
All about
big
that
booty.
family. Miami.
Okay, coming up, by the way, we have something interesting for Josh. It's used panties in the news.
All right.
Which is something you've been advocating for quite some time. Marketing,
All women should be selling them.
marketing used panties. There's been a glitch in your idea.
Oh, really? Okay.
Get to that coming up. Anyone listening, please, if you can reach us, Bob and Tom at bobandtom.com. We'd like to know if other cities have something. When you say Denver blank omelet.
Yeah, we're definitely missing some.
Idaho potatoes? But that's not a city, right?
Okay, well, I suppose you could do states versus cities. I mean,
Except for California roll.
thank you,
There's
Ace.
baked
gonna
Alaska.
accept California roll?
You know, I blame you for this, Josh. Now we got Ace repeating the California roll.
You said states.
You got your Idaho potato, your California roll. Okay.
Your baked Alaska.
Oh, very good, Christy. Even
You know, there is a person that can stop this, okay?
Your Hawaiian bread.
And that's you.
oh, that's good stuff.
Oh, my God,
Hawaiian
now
bread.
you're doing it. Okay, Hawaiian bread.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
What about the North Dakota
Bless you.
fart ripper? Remember that?
Oh, man, that's good. It's, what is it, chili?
Chili.
Chorizo.
And, a lot of spices, I think.
Couple of fried eggs.
I get the Cuban breakfast all the time.
Oh, I love that.
That's a nation. Now you're talking maybe French toast.
French fries.
French
I cannot
fries.
believe you're having that communist breakfast after all you stood for when I grew up. You're over there getting Fidel's favorite breakfast.
No, these are some of the greatest Americans in this country are the folks that arrived here from Cuba, Cuban Americans. You lived in Miami for a long time, though. You ever go down to that little Cuba and get that coffee thing? Oh, my God.
He is down the road.
They have Cuba. They have
I was
coffee.
6 when I lived in Miami. You thought I was going to Little Cuba getting coffee?
Can I have coffee?
We are trying to find out foods that are named after cities, and we've come up with some pretty good ones. I mean, I'll say this. I'll say the city. You fill in. New York,
Strip steak?
Cheesecake.
Oh, that'd be both good. Chicago,
Deep dish pizza?
yeah. Buffalo.
Wings. That's easy.
And then when we get to states, Ace, thank you. California roll.
Well, there's still plenty of
Texas.
cities. Philly cheesesteak, Denver omelet.
Texas toast, Boston cream pie.
Yeah, well, yeah.
They're all out there. Spanish
Right.
fly. Oh,
Pat, you and I had a regional meal one time. Remember that? A
We went-
delightful dinner we had in Kentucky?
We went down to Louisville, right?
Yeah.
And we had the hot brown supper in the city. Turkey, bacon, ham, it don't look pretty. Lots of gravy, not a little bitty. It's a favorite of the Louisville city. Gravy all around, slices of bread. Large piece of turkey, bigger than your head. But at night your tummy aches. Lay down, that hot brown bakes. Come on, try to go all night. Squeeze those cheeks real tight. It's a bummer, it ain't pretty. After supper in the city. Louisville's hot brown supper in the city.
oh, that is great.
Josh, do you remember we were in Lexington and me and you got a hot brown together?
Yes.
And I checked my phone. The Colts were playing, and I go, "Look at this! The Colts are up 20-3 against the Vikings."
Oh,
and it was the
yeah.
famous game where the Vikings came back and beat the Colts. And I would like to say that was sort of a nice metaphor for the hot brown, because in the first half, I had him, man. I was having the time of my life. And then I was back in the hotel watching the Colts lose. My tummy was rumbling. I had to get ready for showtime. I was sweating, doing nothing. Oof.
Yikes. Oh, very interesting. So we'll see if we can come up with some more of these. I think we've got a bunch of them. This all started, of course, with the Denver omelet. Thank you very much, Josh. And
Oh, yeah, you're very welcome. Okay, happy to talk.
Yes, thank you, Josh. Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, man, it's Donnie Baker.
Hey, Donnie.
Donnie.
Heard you guys talking about what famous foods named after different famous cities and
Yeah,
stuff.
you got any good ones? I can't think of any more.
I got the opposite, Tom. You know, during all my travels, I've been keeping a list of foods in cities that should never made again.
Oh, okay.
Because some of these are famous for all the wrong reasons. Here we go. Fort Wayne fish sticks.
Oh, yeah.
Swear to God. I mean, who hears Fort Wayne's and thinks fresh seafood anyways?
Yeah, good point.
Or unless you're talking catfish nuggets, you know?
Yeah.
During bow season. Bo was a cook at the Iron Skillet there for years, and nobody manned the fryer better than Bo. And catfish was so fresh, they made you sign a waiver, because on occasion, there's a few customers that still got horned. I swear to God. Then he got hired on as sous chef at the hen house near Champaign. Hell, they paid him time and a half, you know?
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, you could enjoy the taste of Fort Wayne's in two different states.
Wow.
But a few years later, he got busted riding dirty at Joe Gin Spa.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they found illegal catfish in the trunk and over 100 mini bottles of water on the floorboard. Next up, the Valdosta Veggie Burger.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Josh, because anybody's ever drove through Valdosta knows they're basically on the map because of pecan logs. And every year during spring break, me and Scotty Winkler stop in Valdosta and load up on them. But my mom, Phyllis, went against the grain, tried their veggie burger, and couldn't hold her mud past Gainesville.
Oh.
Swear to God. Yeah, enjoy that beachfront property. And last and top of the list, Chattanooga chili dog.
Oh,
What's that?
Yeah, just shorten that to Chattanooga and save yourself a step. I swear to God.
pardon me, boys.
Hey, trust me, Tom, you'll feel Ruby Falls long before you ever see it.
Chattanooga.